Great. I'm recording now. Great. So many vocabulary. We have a lot of new words here. Let's first talk about the the verbs. One of them is afford, that I think you already know. That is when you are able to pay something or not, right? So, for example, he'll be able to afford a house next week. Then we have owe someone, can be remember someone. I am telling you an object pronoun. Owe him, owe you, owe them, owe her, okay? Something, okay? It can be anything, not only money. But let's see, with money, I owe him some money. Remember, money is uncountable, so we don't use expressions that we use with countable nouns. Money is not plural, and we can use some, but we cannot use numbers. Of course, I owe him some money. Well, here not necessarily has to be money. For example, I owe you an apology. Now let's talk about mortgage. The pronunciation is mortgage, okay? She got behind with her mortgage and the house was repossessed. Repossess means to take back possession of something, especially property, that has not been completely paid for. So, for example, I couldn't make my mortgage repayment, so the bank repossessed my house. Great, so mortgage can be either the noun or the verb. So first example, it's both examples are with the noun, right? She got behind with her mortgage and I couldn't make my mortgage repayments. Great.
Excuse me, with mortgage. How can I, yeah, mortgage. How can I use a lucky verb?
My house was mortgaged, for example.
Ah, okay. I
For
know.
example, that is an example. Yes, yes. Yeah, that is a passive example.
Thanks, me.
No worries. Or has been mortgaged. Great. Um, then we have the famous verbs that we talked about, borrow and lend, that they mean the same thing, remember? But you have to make some changes when you use either borrow or lend. Let's see. Borrow, it can be borrow something from someone. Can I borrow your pen? Or can you lend me your pen? Okay, that will be the difference, right? And this is more specific. We could always borrow some money from the bank. He borrowed a novel from the library. Remember, library is different from bookshop, right? That bookstore. Great. So in the library, you borrow books and then you give them back, right? After a few days or weeks. Great. Great. There is Brenda. I'm glad. Excellent. Here we are talking about, Brenda, money vocabulary, right? We talked about afford, owe, for example. Let's see, where was I? Here. Owe someone something, not only has to be money, right? I owe you an apology, for example. And then we talked about mortgage. That can be either a noun or a verb. Great. So now we can continue with borrow and lend. We already talked about the difference between borrow and lend. So let's continue with the example. The bank agreed to lend him $5,000. Great. Now this verb, it's Brenda came back. Great. This verb is inherit. Okay. It can be a property or money, right? Who will inherit the house when he dies? All her children will inherit equally. Inherit, right? And the verb is inherit. And the year will be the noun, year. Charge someone, especially we use this expression when we talk about a service, right? For something, they charge me $20 for the, I don't know, a specific service. For example, can be fixing my car, or to get in the nightclub, for example, or getting a haircut. No. Great. We use this expression to know how much it costs, the service, right? What do you charge for a haircut, or how much as well, you can say. Remember, it's not how many, because many, that expression, we use it with countable nouns, not uncountable. Remember, money is uncountable. Earn, we use it for the salary or for an accomplishment, right? We use earn. Except for the competitions. In that case, we use the verb win, right? But earn, salary, or an accomplishment, that is, we use the verb earn. $80,000 in this case, a year. Oof, I wish.
Totally.
Yes, I would be rich here in Argentina if I won that kind of money. A raise. Let's see. When you obtain it has two meanings. Raise. Obtain enough money to do something, or increase or become higher the money, right? I want to start my own business if I can raise the money, cash, capital, or funds. As well, you can use these expressions: money, cash, capital, or funds. The government plans to raise taxes. The taxes, it's plural. A tax, it will be singular, is the money that you have to pay to the government. Then we have the verb invest, and the preposition is in something, okay? Not invest on, it's invest in something. The institute will invest 5 million in this project, sorry. Then we have any questions about the verbs? So
No.
if you have a great salary or a higher salary, will you try to invest or raise maybe funds? What would you do?
I will invest, but I am economist.
So
So it's logical.
So what would you invest in?
In crypto, but cryptomonedas. I don't know how to say in
Crypto
English.
coins.
Cryptcoins. But we have to wait because right now it's a lot of them, and to be honest, it's like a bubble. I don't know, burbuja especulativa. How can I say that?
Oh, yes, speculative bubble. Good.
Speculative bubble. Yes, and to me or for me, to me, my
For me,
opinion.
for me,
Yeah, for me, we have just wait
wait,
before
not
to.
now. Now it's not a
No,
good
right
time
now is
to invest.
to for me it's not the best time for me.
Okay, well, great. Um, well, you know more than me, of course. Then we have adjectives, and we use we have adjectives. Here, for example, be worth. Our house is worth, and here you have any pounds. In this case, this is pounds, not dollars. Okay. Um, then you have wealthy. Well off, it means to be really rich. You can say either we wealthy. To be wealthy is I am wealthy, you are wealthy, right? Well, remember these are adjectives, so you use them with the verb to be. That's why. Great. It's when you are way really rich. The opposite is be broke on skinned. Well, penniless. Penniless is British, but it's another option to say that you don't have any money. Quite often I find myself skinned at the end of the month. Does do you relate to this situation? No? Well, excellent. I do. I quite often find myself really broke. Um, so
Me too.
you do, yes, it's really common. Then we have stingy or tight. He's really stingy and never buys anyone a drink when we go out, or he doesn't want to order anything because uh, he doesn't want to
Usually
spend.
bad cheap things or something else, something like that.
Sorry, I couldn't
I
hear
think
you.
at times maybe a person who buy cheap things or
Yes, or
something like that.
doesn't want to pay anything because they are wasting their money, right? They wouldn't like pay not even a coin. Okay, they won't use their money. That just really necessary, like risky situations, they will use their money. Right? And for example, they when they go out, or they always try not to, but when they go out, they always say to split the bill, and they just ate a salad, and they ate, sorry, a hamburger, I don't know, a few glasses of beer, and you ate just, I don't know, a salad or an ice cream, and you have to pay for that person because they said to split the bill. I don't know if that situation happened to you, but it's really common. No?
Yes,
Yes?
yes, but we divide the meal and the beverage
Oh, okay. So you split
on
it.
different.
So you split the bill equally. The amount of money that is worth the meal, right? Good.
Yes.
Excellent. Yes, that's the first thing to do. Of course. Great. Excellent. Do you know someone that is stingy or tight?
My mom.
Your mom? She? Why?
Yes, exactly.
Yes?
Because yes, she's always like, okay, the check comes, for example, the check comes to the table and she's in the bathroom. She's always in the bathroom.
She's
You
always in the
know?
bathroom.
It's like, why? And that things happen. Usually happen. Yes.
Yes. Well, yes, there are a lot of people that don't want to pay or use their money. Good. So let's see now the nouns if you don't have any questions about these adjectives. Um, we have bill. Well, we have two meanings of bill. Okay. Bill will be the piece of paper. Okay, that is the what is worth a dollar or peso, the piece of paper, the bill. Okay, and you also have the bill that you have to pay when you are living in a, well, in any with for the services, right? That will be when you are living in a house, in a flat, in any place. You have to pay the bill. Well, remember taxes, we already talked about this. Cash machine, yes, but in American they have another word, and if I'm not confused, ATM, yes, this is ATM, this for cash, yes, it's like, I don't know, honestly, why, but they use this expression for the cash machine, ATM. Cash machine is more often used in the UK. Okay, not in the USA. They would say ATM only, and that's it. But you can say, of course, cash machine. I mean, it's all obviously correct. I use cash machine. I don't know. It sounds better. I feel more fluent when I say cash machine. Great. So when you use, what do you do when you use a cash machine? What do you do? What do you use a cash machine for?
To extract money.
To extract, and you have the phrasal verb take out.
Take
Okay,
out.
extract or to take out money. Very good, excellent. Very good. What about the bills? Do you pay the bills, or maybe someone in that lives with you does that? The bills. Or maybe you split, like you pay 50-50. I don't know.
No, I paid on.
Or you pay
I pay online. Generally, I pay all things online.
yes, online. You pay online. Yes, it's easier, of course, and faster to pay.
I need everything on the agenda to pay on the pay agenda, so
Yes,
it's
so
easy.
yes, and besides the extraction is instantly and automatic, so you don't have to waste your time on that kind of thing. Excellent.
Yes, I also have some services on the credit card, so I pay with the credit card.
With the credit card, that is also a good option. Excellent. When you pay by credit card, very good. Well, coin. You already know the meaning of coin. Okay, then we have loan. So When the bank lends you money, they give you often a loan, okay? For example, to buy a car, to buy a house, or something really expensive that it costs a penny. Like that would be a loan. There is something called student loan for students, right? When they don't get the scholarship. Good. Of course, he will have.
Miss, may I ask you something?
Yes.
So we have to use, for example, I get a loan from the bank. No, I get a mortgage. Mortgage.
Mortgage is not the same meaning.
Yeah, I know, because of that. But because in Spanish, I think it's not the same meaning, but do you know what I'm saying? It's in the same relate. It's so close related because of that I am asking.
Because you can use the bank, or I got a loan from the bank, or I borrowed a loan from the bank, or the bank lends me a loan that is worth, and you say the amount of money that is worth, blah blah blah. Okay.
Yes.
And when you have to pay your mortgage, I don't know.
Is the money that you use to build your house.
Exactly. So maybe
Have
if
to
you
pay.
mortgage your house, if you don't pay it back soon, they will repossess your house.
Mortgage is like hipoteca.
Yes, exactly.
It's because of that que I ask him. I do here in Argentina, everybody say, for example, tengo una hipoteca. O sea, pedí una hipoteca.
Ah, okay. So in that case, I mortgage. You can use the verb. I mortgage my house.
Okay. Okay.
You can use I mortgage my house. For example.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, me.
No, no worries. Note, note is the British way to say bill. For a $100 note, dollar bill will be in this case. Then we have salary. We already earn our month salary. You already know salary, of course. Then we have an insurance. Insurance can be for a car, for your health. Do you have an insurance?
I have for health and health insurance.
You have a health insurance.
Yes.
I have many.
You have a lot of insurance. Very good.
I have many insurances. I have a car, motor insurance.
So you
also an insurance for the house.
For the
House.
House?
Yes.
Oh, house insurance. Good.
Yes.
Excellent. Expenses when you waste when you pay money, that it will be your expensive. So, for example, I have to cut down on my expenses. Cut down, remember we talked about this last class. It means to so you are not going
Made them smaller.
Yes, of course, reduce, right? And reduce your expenses. We talked about this last class about food. You can reduce the fat, for example, on your meals, right? You say, I cut down on something, on the cheese, for example, or anything, or on dairy products. we talked about this. And cut out, it means to eliminate. But of course, we cannot eliminate expensive, right? Expenses are not possible to eliminate. Cool. Mm, now, any questions about this, or are we okay? No?
I think we are okay.
You have a question?
No, so
No, no, me.
Oh,
just we can add another word, wage,
another word?
wage.
Wage?
Yes.
Salary.
Yes, there is a verb, yes, the wage is not here. I think that is here, or not.
I don't know. I don't,
No,
didn't read.
well, wage, it's also possible, yes, we use wage when we talk about that something that they pay you within 15 days, okay, not a monthly payment. That would be a salary. They are called when they pay you per month. When they pay you maybe per week or within 15 days, that is the most common way of payment in the United States. They call it wage, and wages will be the plural of wage, right? Yes, wage. W-A-G-E. I thought it was here, but it's not. But yes, of course, wage. Wage. That it would be another word that you maybe need to use. So they get really surprised when they come here and they see that we have a monthly salary. They don't know how to deal with their expenses when they get a monthly salary, right? They are used to getting paid by I don't know, per week or within 15 days. So that would be hard, I mean, to get used to. Great. So what would you prefer, a wage or a salary?
The salary for me. Yes, because in that way I can or be more organic. I'm more
Organize. You can organize
organized.
your
My
expenses.
expenses, I don't know how much I want to
You are
save. Yeah.
okay, and the others? What would you prefer?
Well, I usually get paid by hour, but
Per hour, per hour.
yeah, per hour, yes. But well, now I am getting a salary for month, full month.
Monthly payment. Okay,
Yes.
great. Tamara, Brenda, no. What would you prefer in your case?
Salary too.
Salary, yes. Here we are used to the monthly payments. I don't know. Maybe if we were born in the United States, it would be really maybe weird or really hard to accustom um, the, the salary, but it's about I don't know. It depends on the context and the culture, of course.
Yes, that's right.
Great.
But salary you can organize well, like can say.
Yes, but maybe because they don't have really poor salaries like here, right? So maybe that's why we need more uh, more money at the end of the month, not like them. Yes, that's uh, another possibility as well.
Yes.
Then we have fine. Remember fine? I think we already talked about this in the crime and punishments vocabulary, right? We talked about fine. For example, a parking fine. Have you ever got a parking fine?
No.
No, that's really
I'm
good.
sorry.
Excellent. So you follow the rules. Very
And
responsible.
Fabricio, you have moto and auto. Have you had any fight?
No.
So you've never got that. You were never charged. Excellent. Fine.
Here, the security is bad, so it's very difficult to have a fine.
To be charged a fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Maybe the others. Have you ever been charged a fine? Maybe the driving fines are more likely to be broken. That are more likely to happen. I mean the driving fines, but I don't know. There are a lot of different kinds.
I had just one fine when I was living in Brazil because I left the country and I didn't come back for I don't know 2 years. And
Oh,
when I came back, they told me no, you have to pay because you was living here and you left. And I say
you were living
that
here. Great.
yeah, and say exactly. I'm not living here anymore. Why I have to pay?
Why do I have to pay?
No,
Yes, right.
nobody yet, but at last, at the end, I didn't pay, so
Okay,
everything is
so you
fine.
were charged a fine in that case.
Yeah.
In this case, I was charged a $50 fine for filing after the deadline. Filing will be both document electronic information after the deadline. And then we have the fee. It's very hard to buy dollars in Argentina because you have to pay high fees, for example. Right? this is true. Spree. I went on a shopping spree last Saturday. So when you go out and spend your time doing something that is common, oh, sorry. Now I'm back. So when you spree, yes, when you spend a lot of time on that day doing a certain activity and you focus on doing that, you can say you went straight to do that, right? Activity, you can say spree, for example, shopping spree last Saturday. Then we have budget. Do you know budget, the meaning? I think budget. Yes or no? When you have
Yes.
certain money to do some things and you don't have to waste more money that you have in your budget, right? That would be. Try setting yourself a weekly or monthly budget, then keep to it, of course. Of course. Tip is when you leave a little bit of more money for the service. The taxi driver was rude, so rude to her that she didn't tip him. I left a $15 tip for the waiter. You can use either tip for as a verb or a noun. For example, she didn't tip him, or I left a $15 tip. Any questions about the vocabulary here? And we talked about the verbs, the adjectives, the nouns, and here we have some expressions, okay? And verbs plus prepositions, and that's it. Because some verbs have a certain preposition when you use them in this context, okay? Any questions about the last part, or are we okay? No.
I'm okay, Miss.
Great. Excellent. So we can continue.
Yes, me too.
Great. Here we have some expressions. Here we have take out. Remember, Fabri said extract money from the cash machine will be also possible to use take out. For example, here, because I have to pay the rent or maybe the bills or the taxes, right? Okay, to pay someone back. So I need you to pay me back soon in this case. I need to pay you back. I was going to say, I need you to pay me back soon. Live off means when we are going to talk about this, of course, but the expression is when you you don't have maybe money, so you for your needs you use your maybe parents' money, for example. I have lived off my parents since 2013 because I haven't been able to find a job, for example. Live on is when you use that money for the necessary expenses that you need to live on. My friend will have to learn how to live on his salary when he moves out. So live off, live on. Okay? Pay back, pay someone back, take out money. Good. Now let's see. The next one is get into debt. It's not
Very common.
it's called get into debt. Okay, the expression is get into debt. I hate when I get into debt. I don't want to owe money. The owe debt that we talked about a few minutes ago. Great. Have you ever gotten into debt?
Yes, one time when I bought my car,
Oh.
but my brother lent me that money so I can cancel the whole deal. And well, I returned the money to him progressively.
Okay. Yes, it happens sometimes, especially with credit cards. What about you girls? Have you ever got into that? Maybe with a friend or something?
Right now, I get
You are
into
in
a
debt.
debt.
You can say you are in debt or you got into debt. Yes.
I got into debt right now, for example. I
Yes.
can say that I got into
Just
debt right
now.
now.
You can say
Yeah.
just now. Just
Yes.
now.
Because I am a professor and in the summer it's complicated.
Yes, of course. I understand. Yes. I understand the situation. Good. And here we have, well, Material World, the famous song, or you can also say consumer society. Nowadays we live in a material world. World. We live in a material world, and I'm a material girl. Good. Foot the bill is to pay the bill. The same meaning. The expression foot the bill. Great. Now let's see some common prepositions after the verbs. This is really important, guys. Pay is with buy credit card, okay? With buy with credit card, and in when we are talking about cash, paying cash or pay by credit card. The restaurant accepts payments by credit card or paying cash. In Argentina, we often pay in cash for almost everything. For example, pay for something. You use pay for something. I paid for the dinner last night. Spend on. We use on, the preposition on after the verb spend. I usually like to spend my money on drinks. Invest, remember that the preposition is in. Do you usually spend your money on stupid things? Because I do. I try not to, but it's hard. I cannot help it. I mean, sometimes I buy things that I like just for fun. I don't know if you, and then I get into debt, of course, because I'm not wealthy. I wish, but I'm not. Am I the only one who does that? Don't make me feel bad. Yes?
No, Miss, you're not the only one. Everybody does that.
You spend a lot of money on things that maybe you don't need at the moment, right?
Exactly, and things that useless things.
Yes.
Nobody knows why do you get that. I don't know.
They
I
know.
usually, I often spend my money on creams for the body, creams for your face, cream for
Yes,
everything. Yes, I
for
don't know, but
skincare. Yes, but it's
yes,
something that
yes,
is
it's
useful. Sometimes I just buy
very
nothing.
have the habit to use that. So I don't know why I spend my money on that.
Yes, and so as I was saying, I can't help it when I do that. And great. Maybe, Fabri, have you ever spent your money on something that you didn't need to, that was unnecessary?
Yes, right now I am queuing to buy uh, play a couple of plays or moments uh, from American football that are well, things like a flashcard.
Flashcards? Okay, yes, of course we do. Do you collect? Are you collectors? Here?
Now I have a friend that collects beer cups.
Oh, yes, yes. I have a friend of mine that does that too. Yes, I don't know why, but it's common to see that.
He wants to build a painting, but again, not a painting, it's something like that, but like a
A work of art,
picture.
right?
Yes, with the whole
Like a project, an art
cups
project, maybe.
and yes, and mark that or something.
Yes, maybe a structure, a project, an art project. Great.
No, it's like it's like a draw, not a drawing. It's I don't know. It's something to hang.
Great. Well, good for him. Um, yes, I have some friends that collect two things that maybe are not really necessary. Right.
And I also had a little collection of small glasses of prints of different cities that my mom and I visited.
Good. Yes, I do not collect, but I would like maybe when I have maybe more time and money to do that, so I can afford them. Good. Then we have, well, I had a friend that spent a lot of money on a tattoo because it was a big tattoo on his back, like an eagle. Do you know? Uh, I don't know why. And I had another friend as well that had a big tattoo for this bird, the phoenix, right? Yes. Did you spend money on a lot of money on tattoos for yourself, maybe, or do you know someone that spent a lot of money on tattoos?
Yes, I spent a
No,
lot of money.
No.
You're
oh,
right.
a bit of money.
Right. Just a bit of money. Good. Not that much. Excellent.
No.
Good. Here we have lend to and borrow from. Remember, I lent money to a friend 2 weeks ago. Maybe now the friend has to pay the money back, right? My sister borrowed a computer from me. My sister borrowed my computer, you can say. Charge for example, here gym classes or English classes. How much do you charge for these services, right? Specific classes. Yes. Or maybe if you want to use a verb, remember ing for fixing my stick. Maybe it's a plumber. And payback again. Yes. Great. Any questions about this, or are we good? Are we okay?
Yeah.
Yes, Miss.
Great, excellent. So let me uh, show you the coffee activity vocabulary so I can stop recording and we go to the speaking part. Good, so please, the title is because I really need you to stop saying this, a lot of students do, is coffee with milk, right? Or coffee alone. Please, I want a coffee alone. No, so everyone has to get up and go home and go out from the coffee shop when you say that, right? So it's not coffee alone, not coffee with milk. And some coffees come with milk, so we have to be more specific, right? Um, let's see. So when you say that it's just coffee, you can say espresso or black coffee. In this case, black coffee or Americano. Black coffee, Americano. Not coffee alone. Both black coffee or Americano. Okay. Then we have not coffee with milk. It's latte. Latte. Okay.
Okay.
Why coffee is when there is no foam on top of the this coffee, right? And in this case, here you have foam, and here there is no foam on top, right? So this is why coffee is the same, but it's not on top. Then we have an espresso with a drop or dash of milk. And in Spanish, we have a word. In English, they don't. In Spanish, would be cortado, right? With a drop of milk. And lágrima, it's the opposite. You say milk with a drop of coffee. Okay, that's it. Is it clear? They don't have expressions for those types of coffee.
Yes, Miss.
Types of
Yeah.
and they just say that specific thing that they want. Great. The cappuccino, we have the same word. Remember the O at the end, as always, they say O for everything, almost everything. Mocha, we have the same word as well. So then we have decaf, latte, mocha, anything that is decaf. Regular coffee would be the opposite of decaf coffee. Then we have iced coffee. It can be iced latte, americano, iced anything, right? Any of these drinks. Great. Let's talk about milk now. So this is whole or full milk, and then you have, let me zoom a bit, so that is, let me see if I can, no, wait a minute, now here you have, it's loading, sorry, great, now you can see it better maybe, let's see, well, this milk box right here is skimmed milk or fat-free milk. In Spanish, descremada, I think. Here, right? You can ask for skimmed milk, maybe, or semi-skimmed milk. Do you drink coffee with this kind of milk? Can I have, for example, skimmed milk? No, you don't.
This is skimmed milk.
Skimmed milk.
Skimmed milk.
Skimmed milk. Very good. It's with a Z sound, right? Skimmed. Skimmed milk.
Yeah, thanks.
Do you drink or you drink with full milk, right?
I drink with full milk.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have different types of milk. Maybe vegans use these alternatives. Soy milk, rice milk, almond milk, coconut milk. I heard a lot of people saying that it's really tasty, the coconut milk. Have you ever tried? I'm curious.
No, but I drink a lot of soy milk.
Soy
Yeah.
milk?
Yeah, a lot of
I
it.
haven't tried it.
It's sweeter.
Oh, very good. Sweeter
Yeah,
than
yeah,
milk, cow milk. Good.
exactly. Yeah.
Have you ever tried any of these alternatives?
No, never.
So only cow milk. There is oat milk.
Yes, only.
Oat milk with the avena. Cinnamon.
If you drink, for example, Aves, if you drink Aves, you are drinking soy
Soy
milk.
milk. Yes, I
Yeah.
remember. Yes,
Yeah.
when I was a kid, I used to drink.
Yeah.
Sometimes. I rarely drank this kind of but yes. Well, here we have cinnamon. If you can ask the barista to give you cinnamon on top, maybe. Do you like cinnamon on coffees or maybe on cappuccinos or salmon? The cinnamon.
I use cinnamon with rice and milk. Do you know that's like,
Yes, yes.
yes,
Good, good. Good option. Well,
it's
these are called straws. Here to drink. Maybe you want to ask for straw. Now we have more friendly environmental options. I think you can use metal. We are not using plastic straws anymore here in Argentina, I think, right? Yes, well, in Starbucks, for example, they just
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. How can I say because it's a straw, but it's not made a straw.
straw made out of plastic, yes, or
Yeah,
plastic
it's not.
straws.
But nowadays we have, how can I say, carton straw.
Oh,
Straw.
made out of yes, carton would be right.
Carton. Okay. So carton straw.
Yes, yes, and that is common. Yes, I didn't know if that was yes, and we have metal. That is the best option that you can carry it with you. You can buy one and you carry it everywhere. So when you need it, you just um, take it out of the bag and you drink your coffee or anything, maybe a milkshake or something. Great. Any questions about this vocabulary? You have of course sugar and that things that you already know how they are called in English, so it's not necessary to waste our time talking about those words. Um, we have coffee sizes, and we have small and medium and large, and then we have Starbucks. Um, I don't know why the sizes are called tall, grande, and venti. Uh, they just call it that way in the USA. Tall, grande, and venti. Have you ever heard of these expressions that they use in Starbucks?
Never I heard that,
You never heard of that?
and uh, I have never been in Starbucks. I don't know how I
You
can
have
say
never
that.
been to a
Yes,
Starbucks, okay?
it's,
In a
yes.
Starbucks.
Do you have an Starbucks in Tucumán, Reni?
I believe
Yeah.
they are very poor.
Yes,
It's expensive. Starbucks in Argentina is truly expensive.
yes,
Truly. Yeah, coffee is like 500 pesos.
hmm
That's the coffee. A venti coffee. But it's a coffee, nothing else.
yes. And do you often go, guys, to Starbucks or not?
I do it, but because I give classes there,
Oh,
so I go. But it's a free space, you know. If you buy just a coffee, you can stay there all day long. So
yes, that's a pretty good advantage.
yeah.
What were you going to say, Fabri, about Starbucks? I can't hear you. Maybe you are mute. No. Okay. We continue then. Now, how do we order a coffee? This is really common. The best way to ask for coffee, they're going to say, "Hi, good, blah blah blah. How can I help you?" Or "What can I get you?" Uh, and you can say, "Hi, can I have or can I get?" Can I get is more American. Can I get blah blah blah? And this works for food, drinks, anything. Okay. Can I get a piece of chocolate cake, for example? Um, Great. For example, can I have a large latte to go? Or you can say to go or to take away. Latte is with double T, sorry. Then you ask how much is it or how much does it cost, but they will say straight away it'll be, I don't know, $2, and you pay. Another maybe ask question that you might have at that moment on your mind will be if you can pay on the app, right? Can I pay on the app? Right, you ask. Another maybe a little bit formal or more polite way to ask them is, instead of using can, you can use could. Could I pay on the app? And that would be a little bit more polite. Yes. You don't have to be really polite in this situation, because it's just barista, you are the customer, and that's it. You just ask for your meal or your coffee. Then you have I pay by credit card or in cash, but of course you should show the cash or maybe your credit card, and they will understand you. You don't have to say I pay by credit card. You just show your credit card, and they are going to get it, of course. And they can ask, of course, for here or to go. I'll have it here, for example. And if you forget, because I do sometimes to say the size, they will ask you what size, and you say, I'll remember it goes before the coffee, a small mocha. I don't know. Right. And maybe you ask for with soy milk or anything, or skimmed milk. You choose. Great. Any questions about this, or
No,
did you learn something about
yes, I do. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Um, what about you guys? Did you learn new words for coffee? This is just a few sentences to handle that situation. If you get nervous, maybe you forget when you are nervous how to speak the language. So you always try to say, hi, can I get, and that's it, right? Sorry. Don't worry. I get, and you say what you want to order. Good. Great. If you don't have any question, we can continue with the activities. I'm going to stop the recording.